Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier with a short video on something that I wanted to air out. I need to preface this first by saying Star Marine is tons of fun, and I understand that it's nowhere near feature complete. My expectations are fully tempered by that reality. This is a preview of a game, and it's going to have issues. My goal today is to offer some feedback that, if implemented, would improve the first impressions and enjoyment of our player base. If successful, it would result in more interest and excitement for Star Marine and Star Citizen in general. I see myself primarily as a PC FPS gamer. Battlefield mostly, but I've also played Call of Duty in the past. My org, Enemy Contact, started in 2004 playing Battlefield. We always played whatever the newest FPS game was at the time. Ironically, even if I play another type of game, it turns out to be something like Fallout or Borderlands, which is basically an FPS RPG. So, as an online FPS gamer, I know that latency is one of the most important factors when choosing a server. I live in Canada, and I know that if I want an enjoyable, snappy experience, I'm limited to choices of servers within North America. I also know that choosing wrong will result in a lag out and I'll have a less enjoyable time. Lumberyard is part of Amazon. They have a fully fleshed out state-of-the-art global network. Because the game is in alpha, I know that things are being implemented incrementally. I personally think that right now is the time where we need to push the 25 million stretch goal from 2013. I'm paraphrasing, but it reads like this. Enhanced Alpha. Build a wider alpha test than originally intended. Launch initially to servers in North America and then expand to Europe and Australia. This will decrease the latency in these areas, perfecting the game as we improve the experience around the world. This funding will allow us to invest in a wider infrastructure for our early testing, spinning up remote servers early. This in turn will allow us to better balance and enhance the Star Citizen experience. I love to be able to play with friends from all over the world, but I also know that that latency gap might be killing the gameplay. So at least temporarily, we can't have our cake and eat it too. To keep everybody happy, I propose that we have ranked local servers and a global unranked server. Leave the current servers exactly as it is, global access, but make it unranked. The player would also have a menu option to join a ranked low latency server based on their IP. I know that this issue is a lot more complex than simply latency. However, isolating the lag will help isolate the other issues. Ranked players would have only one option, and that would ensure that the ping was as low as possible. You would still be able to play with your friends provided they were geographically similar to you. A server in the US, Europe, and somewhere in Asia. These three servers would run the same version, but the improved latency should result in a more fluid experience. It would let us provide detailed feedback about hit registration and hitboxes, but more importantly, a better representation of the state of the game. In closing, I know that I'm not a game developer, and I don't pretend to understand all the limiting factors associated with game development. I also know that my suggestion is part of a possible improvement and not the solution. Is it time to implement that stretch goal to take the server infrastructure to the next level? Please share the video to help me spread the word about Star Citizen. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.